walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
And good evening and welcome to the Ross Sports Center on the campus of St. Michael's College in Colchester, Vermont, where the Purple Knights men's basketball team is getting set to wrap up our Northeast 10 doubleheader here against the College of St. Rose. I'm Jamie Scavato, and you are watching game number 2 of tonight's coverage of St. Michael's basketball on NE10 now. We got a couple of Again, conference rivals ready to go here. St. Mike's coming in with a record of 4-8, 1-6 in the conference. St. Rose 5-8, 2-4 in the conference. But this is a St. Rose team that's been to the NCAA tournament each of the last 2 seasons. It just so happens to be a very young team. A lot of turnover, only 2 starters back from last season's squad. 7 freshmen on the College of St. Rose. Getting to the starters as St. Mike's gets the foul underneath early on as Derek Cheatham drives the baseline. It will be Derek Cheatham, Levi Holmes the third, Winston Jones the second, Jordan Guzman, and Eli DeGrande. Starting things off for the Purple Knights, Adam Anderson, Siku Silla, Cameron Johnson, Shane Harity, and Matt Cerruti for the Golden Knights. As we get this one again going, about 30 seconds here into the first half. Silla around for Harity. Harity now for Cerruti driving it. Trying to back his way around the spin, the drop for 2. And the first points go the way of the Golden Knights of St. Rose here in the first half. And for Cerruti, averaging 13.5 points a game, getting his first 2 of the contest. Pulling up, it's Eli DeGrande, misses the shot. Rebound by Cheatham. Back now for Jones the second. Jones picks it up again, hands it off for Guzman. Guzman working his way around now, driving the lane. Stops and kicks it out for DeGrande. DeGrande for 3. That one comes up short. Guzman fighting for the rebound. It'll be a jump ball and a possession arrow going back towards the College of St. Rose. So it'll be inbounded by Cameron Johnson, who drops it in for Shane Harity. Now underneath, trying to get up with Cerruti. That was blocked by DeGrande, taken away by the Purple Knights. And here comes Jordan Guzman. Guzman just outside the paint, spins, pivots, finds Cheatham. Now back to Guzman again. Trying to work his way around here. Looking for the first St. Mike's points of the night, and he gets it. Jordan Guzman for 2. Of course, had that career-high 33 points against St. Anselm back on December 4th. We're tied at 2 here. And it's Harity. Back outside for Cerruti. Cerruti the give to Adam Anderson. Anderson finding Johnson. Johnson working his way around to the top of the arc. Now getting it back for Silla. And now it's Johnson missing the shot as the shot clock expires. And St. Mike's will take over here. So St. Mike's back to work here. Cheatham. Give to Guzman, bouncing it to DeGrande. DeGrande, Cheatham, baseline, working it. Last touched by Cameron Johnson. And so St. Mike's will keep it here. Nice work on the baseline, even though he didn't get a shot there. Had a chance to maintain possession. Did Cheatham. Guzman is almost stuffed there, and it is taken away by Johnson. Harity got his hands up on the pass. Meanwhile, at the other end, the kiss off the glass is good for Silla. And Sekou Silla has his first bucket of the night, and it's 4-2. Low scoring affair thus far. Of course, extremely early in this game, but only 6 points total here in the first 3.5 minutes or so. DeGrande misses it, and it's blocked by Cerruti. Now back the other way, it's Harity. Stepped on the line, and he turns it over. So back-to-back turnovers between both colors of Knights here, purple and golden. Cheatham the bounce to Guzman. And Guzman hands it off for Holmes. Holmes underneath to DeGrande. Trying to go up on the spin, gets it to roll. Tied up at 4 as these two teams going back and forth. The local product, Eli DeGrande, his first points of the night. Meanwhile, Silla nails the mid-range. And Sekou Silla's got his second basket, 6-4. Golden Knights on top. These two teams continuing to trade shots here. The scoring starting to pick up as well as the pace quickens on the floor. Moving inside is Holmes, double teamed. Gets to the basket anyway. What a scoop by Levi Holmes III. Somehow got through that forest of Golden Knights. Managed to get that bucket to roll. We're tied at 6. Johnson to Silla. Now Harity working his way around. Long pass for Johnson from the corner for 3. Missing is Anderson. Pulling up is Holmes. Misses for 3. Rebound by Adam Anderson. Anderson across midcourt. Passes it inside for Silla. And we'll get a foul. Eli DeGrande called for the foul. That is the first of the night. Now coming in, Jeff Allen, Michael Wern, and Matt Keenan for the Golden Knights, replacing Cerruti, Harity, and Anderson. Golden Knights getting back to work offensively. Michael Wern around for Johnson. Backing his way in, or trying to anyway, is Allen. Taken away. Guzman puts it out for Cheatham. Cheatham's pass intercepted by Johnson, and it's intercepted right back by Guzman. Flies to the rim, misses the shot. Back and forth basketball here. Keenan drives underneath. It's Silla. Misses, gets his own rebound. That's taken away by Winston Jones II. An exciting sequence right there between these two here at the Ross Center. Guzman to DeGrande. Steps around, goes for Holmes, and the foul will go. An offensive foul, another one. Or actually, who is that? Looking to see that. I think I went against DeGrande again. Missed the referee's call there, and I was checking the scoreboard. Meanwhile, you get the inbound by the Golden Knights. Harity back in the game for the College of St. Rose. Three-pointer, good for Keenan. First 3 of the night. Makes it 9-6. Allen, that's only his second three-pointer of the season, by the way. DeGrande handing it off for Walker Story. Now in the game for the Purple Knights. Meanwhile, on the pass for Jones, got a foul on Matt Keenan. And now Jalen Hall will come into the game for the Purple Knights. Jalen Hall replacing Walker Story, who's seen limited action in the last few games after starting 5 straight. DeGrande handing off to Hall. Now it's Guzman. Pick set by DeGrande. Guzman drives, gets the layup underneath. Taking it to the rack for 2. St. Mike's back within 1 here. It's two teams still exchanging baskets here. One back and forth. Just have the three-pointer that's making the difference here. Harity for Wern. Inside, Cerruti. Pass gets around for Harity. Wide open for 3, and he's got it. Second three-pointer of the first half here. And the College of St. Rose now up by 4 at 12-8. And Eli DeGrande committing his second foul, an offensive foul there against St. Mike's. So the College of St. Rose will take over here. St. Mike's 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. College of St. Rose 2 for 3. That is the difference in this contest here in the early stages. And that will be a foul called against Jeff Allen. So an offensive foul now on the other side of the court. First foul against Allen, second team foul against the Golden Knights. And now it'll be Jalen Hall passing it to Cheatham. Jason Heater in the game, by the way, as Levi Holmes III connects for three. It's 12-11. St. Mike's back within one. First three-pointer made for the Purple Knights tonight. Cerruti for Wern. Underneath, it's Allen. Taken away back to Cerruti. Harity pulls up for three. Didn't get that one to go, and Guzman gets the rebound. Now from the corner, it's Levi Holmes III doing it again. Back-to-back threes for the All-American, and it's 14-12. St. Mike's now with its first lead of the evening. 6-0 run here, a mini run for St. Mike's. Allen, baseline, trying to work his way in. The bounce is back out for Keenan. Works its way around for Harity. Cerruti pulls up. Back iron, no good. Holmes the rebound. And now it'll be Hall to handle it. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Heater, big man in the middle. Trying to set the screen there, and it goes back to Hall. Hall the pass for Holmes. Pulled up or faked on a long three. Now goes to the hoop. Count it. And the foul. So Levi Holmes III putting on a show here in the mid stages of the first half here. 8 straight points for Holmes. Has a chance now to make it 9. So it's an 8-0 run, not only for St. Mike's, but it's an 8-0 run for Levi Holmes III here. And he has 10 points already, looking to make it 11. It's a quick trip to double figures for Holmes, and he does get it to go. So it's a 5-point St. Mike's advantage here and a 9-0 run for the Purple Knights. We will get a timeout on the floor. And this will indeed be a full timeout. So we will take a break here at the Ross Center and come back with more from St. Mike's and the College of St. Rose. Purple Knights up 17-12 on NE10 now. And welcome back to St. Mike's basketball on NE10 now. I'm Jamie Scavato, and first half here. Almost started referring to quarters because I just did a women's game prior to this one. But either way, first half, 17-12. St. Mike's on top of the College of St. Rose. The Purple Knights leading the Golden Knights here. And that is due to a 9-0 run by Levi Holmes III, or by St. Mike's in general. Counts the same either way. Trying to break that now, the Golden Knights. Silla, baseline. Back out for Cameron Johnson. Pivots a couple ways around Jalen Hall before passing off for Silla. Now Silla getting into the paint. That one out for Anderson. Driving, Harity. Looks around, goes underneath. It is picked up by Holmes. What a first half he's having. Cheatham. Bouncing it in for Heater, pulls up, no good. Rebound by Johnson. Cross midcourt. Pass for Cerruti. Now Harity. Looking around for the baseline, defended by Hall. Finds Cameron Johnson. Johnson between the legs, nearly lost the ball there, but he kept it. Nice recovery by Johnson. It goes to Cerruti. Back to Johnson again. Cameron Johnson working his way around, top of the arc now. Pass to the outside, wide open Harity at the shot clock, and he nails it. What a three by Harity. He was wide open, but the clock was ticking. Score 17-15. That ends the 9-0 run, gets the Golden Knights back within back within two. Third three-pointer of the first half, so Golden Knights 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. St. Mike's right now 2 of 6. Although St. Mike's is shooting over 53% from the field in the early stages of this one here. And we will get a discussion at the scoring table. As again, we're looking at a 17-15 score. And they are checking the box score officially before looking out and getting play started once again here. Jalen Hall looked to hand it off for Cheatham, but Cheatham kind of batted it back to him. Not sure if that's because Cheatham dropped it or because he didn't want it. Meanwhile, it's taken away by Silla. Nice steal there. Meanwhile, driving inside, giving it off for Johnson. Works its way around for Cerruti. Cerruti in the paint, stops, turns, pivots, finds Harity. Harity stepping in on Story, who's back in the game. Nice pass for Silla through traffic. Back to the corner. Anderson for three. That one's long. Silla the rebound. Gets the shot. This game is tied. 5 straight points for the Golden Knights. And so far, we got the makings of a good one here at the Ross Sports Center on a snowy Wednesday night. Heater now works his way around off the spin, and he's fouled. And it's Sekou Silla called for the foul. That's his first. And it was on a missed shot by Jason Heater, but he'll take it and go to the line. Heater has seen a small sample size from the free throw line. I think that's safe to say. Heater only 4 for 6, now 4 for 7 from the line this season. Second one is good. That'll make him 5 for 8. And it does put St. Mike's back on top, 18-17. So St. Mike's had that 9-0 run. That's cooled down a little bit. 5 straight points for the College of St. Rose. Anderson makes it a 7-1 run, as Adam Anderson puts College of St. Rose back on top by 1, 19-18. Guzman back for DeGrande. Now Guzman again. Pushing his way inside as Jones had to give it back out for Cheatham as he stopped Cheatham from just outside the free throw line. Back iron no good. Silla the rebound. And we'll get a foul. Or not a foul, rather. We'll get a, I think maybe a turn. They call traveling there? I missed the official. Regardless, St. Mike's basketball on the call. That one's in for Jones. And knocked out of play by Cameron Johnson. Guzman looking around, finding Jones. Hands it back to Guzman. Guzman the pass, batted away by Adam Anderson, and he's trying to make the case that it was last touched by Derek Cheatham before it went out of play. So it'll be inbounded by Cheatham here. Ball will stay with St. Mike's. Inside 20 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Guzman to Jones. Jones driving inside, pulls up. It rolls out. Ball tipped around and taken down by Cerruti. Now Harity passing for Silla, and he traveled. Still a 1-point game here, 19-18. And Guzman bringing it across midcourt, finds Cheatham. Now Guzman inside the arc, stepping back to the outside. Pass for Cheatham. Drives, pull up outside the paint, connects. First field goal for someone not named Levi Holmes III in quite some time. Since the early minutes of this half. Inside 7 minutes to go. It's been a quick first half here. As Harity passes around for Johnson. Now Johnson at the free throw line. Gets Cerruti for three, and that falls. Had to kind of watch that one and go, is it gonna? Is it gonna? It did. So we're back to exchanging baskets between these two teams. Jones drives. It falls. And the foul. So now Jones will go to the line to try and complete the three-point play. The game tied at 22. So Jones will be looking to give his team a lead here. Both of these teams shooting very well thus far tonight. The only difference right now is that the College of St. Rose has not gotten to the line at all. Meanwhile, St. Mike's back at the line here on a and one, and he gets the and one to fall for a 23-22 advantage. But St. Mike's shooting over 47% from the field. St. Rose shooting at 50% from the field. And now it's Michael Wern back in the game, passing to Jeff Allen. That second unit back out for the Golden Knights. Wern driving. Kicking it out for Harity, wide open for three. And it is now a 2-point St. Rose advantage. Harity's got 9. Story tapped away by Harity, and the ball goes out of play. Inside 5.5 to go. Here in half number 1. Guzman drives, stops, turns, and getting a hand on it there was Cerruti. Meanwhile, Heater was open for the shot. Harity puts a hand on it, taps it over for Wern. Now Harity kicks it out. Cerruti for three, no good. Underneath, Wern the rebound. And it's tapped over to Story by Heater. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Guzman working around Wern. Gives it to Cheatham for three, and he missed. Wern the rebound. Kicks to Harity. Will he hit another three here? That one no good. Front of the rim. Harity 3 for 5 now from long range. Guzman. Passing to Cheatham. Now back to Guzman again. Top of the arc. Walker Story. Finding Jones. That one just rolls out. Good looking shot though. Can't fault him for taking that one. Harity. Cerruti back to Harity. 20 seconds on the shot clock. St. Rose slowing things down a bit. And it's Wern, top of the arc for Cerruti. Back iron, no good. And this will bounce out of play. And we'll get some more substitutions here. Adam Anderson back in the game. Cameron Johnson coming back in for the Golden Knights. Back in for the Purple Knights. Eli DeGrande. And it's Jones getting to the basket, gets it to fall. Sorry, Holmes the third gets it, and the foul. And the foul called against Michael Wern. Tied at 25 here. And we will get a timeout on the floor called by Mike Perna. St. Rose calling the timeout here. And again, I mentioned that the timeout was called by Coach Perno, an assistant with this team for, well, years really. And he is wearing the interim tag at the moment as he again takes over for a longtime coach, Brian Bowery. And Brian retiring in October before what would have been his 33rd year at the helm here, or at the helm of the College of St. Rose. But Brian Bowery again stepping down after 33 years. Bowery was one of only 9 coaches with 600 wins in the NCAA. And, of course, Perno serving as an assistant. Been an assistant for, well, 13 years under Bowery. But, of course, now wearing the head coaching interim tag here. Taking over a program that's gone to 14 NCAA tournaments, including the last 2. A lot of turnover on this roster. Sometimes that's advantageous for a new coach, though. Well, especially when you've already been with the program for a long time. Now you're picking up a team that's got 7 freshmen. And you kind of get to start from scratch with your own legacy while picking up where the previous coach left off. So we get back to work here with Michael Wern. And he takes the long 3, front of the rim, no good. Jalen Hall will get the rebound. Meanwhile, on the other side, you got Josh Meyer, also an assistant here prior to becoming a head coach. Of course, Meyer in his 6th season with the Purple Knights. You get the pull-up from Holmes, misses. Getting the cleanup there was Jason Heater. And St. Mike's now up by 3 on back-to-back buckets here. 5 straight points for the Purple Knights. Wern working his way around Holmes. Passing off to the corner for Johnson. Johnson stepping around here. Gets inside the arc. Bounces underneath for Keenan, who gets it to fall. Teams really have gone back and forth here throughout the first half as we approach the final 2 minutes of half number 1. Cheatham for 3, gets it. And that was a quick turnaround, a quick pull-up, and a nice connection for Derek Cheatham. St. Mike's up by 4 here, 31-27. Largest lead, 5 points for the Purple Knights in this one. It's been a tight first half. Inside, 2 minutes to go. And it's Johnson. Johnson turns, double teamed, takeaway by Hall as the shot clock expires, and we will get a whistle there. As Jordan Guzman will come back in, also coming back in, Matt Cerruti and Shane Harity for the Golden Knights. And Guzman coming in will send Heater to the bench. As Cheatham inbounds to Guzman here. 90 seconds to go in the first half. It's been a good one for St. Mike's. Cheatham tries to float one off the glass, misses it. Rebound was ripped down there by Jeff Allen. Meanwhile, driving is Keenan. Has to stop as he's got an obstacle in his way. Nice defense by Winston Jones, the second, to force that turnover. And now it'll be Guzman here on the inbound with 1:11 on the clock, and we will get a timeout. Timeout called by St. Mike's here. As again, we got a 4-point lead for the Purple Knights. Checking out the three from Derek Cheatham. That was a beauty. That quick pull-up. But checking out some of the numbers that we have in this one. Leading all scorers, Levi Holmes III. He's got 14. Shane Harity leading the way for St. Rose. He's got 9. Both teams shooting 44%. Both teams are over 33% from beyond the arc. 5 of 12 for St. Rose, 3 of 9 for St. Mike's. St. Mike's 4 of 5 from the line, whereas St. Rose has not gotten to the line at all. Reboundings are looking pretty close. 9-6 the turnover edge favoring St. Mike's. But really nothing statistically anomalous here in terms of real separation. Cheatham gets the pass underneath. Knocked out of play. No foul on the call. No foul, but it will send things to the line as the ball went out of play. The contact, or now we're going to get a discussion here at the baseline. It will be St. Mike's ball. But there was plenty of contact on the play near the baseline there. It'll be Holmes to inbound, finds Guzman. Guzman looking around, pulls up for the shot, sinks it, and it is a 6-point lead, largest lead of the game here for the Purple Knights. Inside the final minute of the first half. Pass for Johnson. Top of the arc, Cerruti finds Harity. And now Keenan. Johnson for 3. That takes a crazy bounce off the rim. Nearly popped in there. Guzman has the rebound. Goes for Holmes. Now Story. Coming up on 20 seconds to go in the first half. Purple Knights up by 6, 33-27. And hanging on for the final shot as the shot clock is off is Levi Holmes III. Question is who takes that final shot. It will be Holmes. Rolls out. Rebound. Picked up. Harity not going to get a chance to take a final shot as Holmes knocks the ball out of play. And the first half is complete here from the Ross Sports Center. St. Mike's off to a good start here on a snowy Wednesday night in Colchester, Vermont. Of course, it's not snowy in the building here, and that's really all that matters because we'd have a real problem if it was snowy in the building. Either way, 33-27 the score. We're headed into halftime. I'm Jamie Scavato. You're watching St. Mike's basketball on NE10 Now.
Walking the path of integrity. Forever embracing a life in balance. Standing tall and confident. Leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play. With clear vision and a full heart. Looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete. Representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
And welcome back to St. Mike's basketball on NE10 Now. I'm Jamie Scavato. 33-27 the score at halftime. The Purple Knights on top of the Golden Knights of the College of St. Rose here. And joining me at halftime, of course, we got our interview. We have captain of the Alpine Ski team here at St. Michael's College, Anna Willison. Anna, thanks for joining us. How are things going in this break here, in between semesters?
Yes, I am.
And you're from Norway. Did you have the chance to go home at all during the break here, or have you been stuck here in Vermont the whole time?
No, I was actually able to go home. I was home for almost 2 weeks. Got back here the 3rd of January.
So how was that? How was the trip home? Everything good?
Everything went fine this time.
Yeah.
It was amazing to be home and see the family again.
Yeah. Now you have a season getting started here this weekend.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about what's going to be going on, the preparation, and sort of the event itself that's coming up.
So our training camp started in January 2nd, and we've been training every day up until now, and we're leaving for Whiteface in New York tomorrow morning to get a training in there before the race, and we're racing Friday and Saturday.
So how psyched are you to get this season started here? You had a pretty good run last year.
Yeah, I did. I'm very excited. I hope the team is ready. Everyone has been skiing fast in training, so...
And by the way, by mentioning last season, for anyone listening who doesn't know, Anna, you're one of 2 female skiers, not skaters, wrong sport, in St. Michael's College history to qualify twice for the NCAA championship. So
Yes.
What does that accomplishment mean to you?
It was the first time I qualified. I was very, very happy.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it at all. And now the expectations are definitely higher.
Yeah.
Last year was... at first, there was only one girl qualifying, and then we were lucky to have Megan qualify in the last minute as one girl got sick. And we sent 4 athletes to NCAAs last year, and that's the most we've ever sent, so that was very cool.
And is that something you feel the team can build on this year as you get going?
Definitely. I think the main goal for the team is to send a full team to NCAAs, which means 3 guys and 3 girls.
Yeah.
And we had 4 last year, so that's definitely something we're trying to reach for this year, and
Now
I definitely think we're able to do it.
The NCAA championship is going to be in Vermont this year as well. You don't have to go flying out to Colorado or anything like that. Not that that's a bad thing to have to go out west, but how cool is it to know that the NCAA championships are here at home?
It's very cool. So Stowe used to be our home hill,
Yeah.
and we've been training there for the past, at least I have been training there for 2 past years, and it's great to ski on a hill that we know and we feel comfortable at, so that's great.
So Stowe isn't your home hill now? It's moved?
Actually,
or?
not anymore. So this year we moved to Sugarbush.
Okay.
So now we have 2 home hills. It's Sugarbush and Smugs.
Yeah.
And the earlier years it's been Smugs and Stowe.
So who's using Stowe as a home hill? Is that like something that's like designated only so many schools can use it, or are you just switching for a logistical reason?
So we've been UVM. That's UVM's home hill.
Yeah.
And they're still training there, and it could be more teams, but usually you just go to the hill that are closest to you.
Yeah. So you're just basically saving gas money. That's really all you're doing there,
Exactly.
and trying to move things away
Yeah.
from Stowe. By the way, what's sort of the friendly rivalry? Because you're in the EISA, and that's obviously Division I for skiing and Nordic and Alpine and Nordic. But all the Vermont schools are in the EISA competing at the Division I level. Middlebury, St. Michael's, all right? No,
Dartmouth.
Yeah, Dartmouth. For
SLU.
UVM.
UNH.
So what's it like to sort of have that kind of rivalry with all the local schools in this area?
It's very cool, and we meet every weekend for 6 weeks, and then there's the championship at the end, and we actually become really good friends with all our competitors.
Yeah.
And we meet up during weekends after the ski season is done.
So
each other, so we get very close, even though we're competing against each other.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those sports too, where like competitors, you're competing against yourself as much as you're competing against opponents
exactly.
as well. I mean you're trying to get personal best.
Yeah, that was one of the cool things coming to college, where an individual sport turned more into a team sport, which is very cool.
And obviously you're putting up good grades in the classroom as well. I'm looking here. You got a 3.8 cumulative GPA, so congratulations on keeping the grades high. Are you ready to start a new semester? Your classes start Monday, right?
Yes, they do. I'm very ready.
Yeah.
I'm actually only taking 3.5 classes next year, so that's going to be great.
Oh, good
because
for
we're
you.
traveling so much during the spring.
So how many credits is that? You got 10 credits this semester?
Usually we do 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too many. Stick with 12. Just do I shouldn't say that. I'm a college professor at another school in the area. So, yes, take all the credits you can and work really, really hard. Well, best of luck to you this weekend and, the semester as a whole. You got, a year and a half left here. So
Yep.
good luck the rest of the way, and hopefully y'all can put like 9 people in the NCAA championships.
That would be great.
That's the watermark I'm setting up for you, okay? Gonna hold you to it. Anna Willison, the captain of the St. Mike's Alpine Ski Team. Thank you for joining us. And
Thank you so much for having me.
Enjoy the second half of basketball here. Hopefully the Purple Knights can get a win.
Yeah.
And we'll come back with the second half here from the Ross Sports Center. Again, St. Mike's on top of the College of St. Rose right now, 33-27. And we got 20 more minutes of basketball to go here. We'll see if St. Mike's can hang on. I'm Jamie Scavato, and we will continue with St. Mike's basketball on NE10 Now next.
walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
And welcome back to St. Mike's basketball on NE10 now. I'm Jamie Scavato as we get set to start the second half here between St. Mike's and the College of St. Rose. Purple Knights leading at the break here 33-27. And looking at the stats here at the half, it was a tight half. I mean, you had these two teams kind of going back and forth and trading shots. You did have the 9-0 run. That was all Levi Holmes III. And that is really kind of what put St. Mike's on top and really made the difference, even though College of St. Rose came back and did actually even take the lead for a brief moment there. And as the teams went back and forth, that really was sort of the primary difference. Either way, taking a look again at the stats here, shooting from the field, St. Mike's shooting over 44% from the field, as College of St. Rose shooting over 42% from the field. Meanwhile, from three, both teams kind of in the same area. 5 for 13, just over 38% for the College of St. Rose. 3 for 9, just over 33% for St. Mike's. And then at the free throw line, neither team getting there all that much, although the College of St. Rose was unable to get to the line at all. There weren't a lot of fouls in that first half. There really weren't a lot of stoppages. It went by very, very fast, and we'll see if we've got sort of a prescription for the same thing here as we move into the second half. But there were only 9 fouls total in that first half. They were letting them play out there, and while there really weren't a lot of incidents where the fouls could be called anyway, it was a pretty clean first half. But 3 fouls called against St. Mike's, 6 fouls called against the College of St. Rose, so neither team even getting into the double bonus for the first half. Those numbers will be reset to 0 as we start the second half here. And again, we're starting the second half with a 6-point lead for the Purple Knights. Leading the way statistically for St. Mike's, it's Levi Holmes III. He's got a game-high 14 points. Jordan Guzman leading the way on the glass with 4 rebounds. Meanwhile, on the other side, Shane Harity with 9 points, all on shots from beyond the arc. And you got 4 different players with 3 rebounds. Sekou Silla, Matt Cerruti, Michael Wern, and Jeff Allen all with 3. The rebounding edge does favor the College of St. Rose ever so slightly at 16-14. Same thing with the offensive glass, or the defensive glass rather, favoring St. Rose ever so slightly at 12-10. Offensive rebounds even at 4 apiece. Not a lot of second chance points or second chance off the glass opportunities for either side. Opening the second half with a 3 from Derek Cheatham that rolls out. 3-point attempt that rolls out. Now it'll be Johnson. Johnson handing off to Harity. Harity for Silla. Now Harity in the corner. Has to come out. Finds its way to Adam Anderson. And now Johnson will step inside and he turns it over. And Johnson not necessarily agreeing with the caller. Actually, that's going to be a foul called against Matt Cerruti. I thought that was a violation. But instead it's actually a foul called against Cerruti. That's his first foul of the second half. We talked about the dearth of fouls in the first half. Underneath, DeGrande spins, fires, misses. Cheatham picks up the offensive rebound. DeGrande missing everything, and Anderson catches it. As we now get back to the other end of the court for Cameron Johnson. And a weak bounce. Somebody must have gotten a piece of that. Meanwhile, picking it up and taking it in is Jones for the layup and the first points of the second half. It's 35-27, largest lead of the night for St. Mike's at 8 points. And another nice defensive effort. Had a couple of hands getting on it, but Harity was able to recover. That was nearly taken away again by Jones. Meanwhile, he got Johnson for Silla. Mid-range, a long two, rebounded by Cheatham. .7-0 run now for St. Mike's. It's the second run over 7 points to Grandy. From the baseline, back for Cheatham. Guzman working in. Cheatham from the corner for three. That one bounces out. And Cerruti's got the rebound. And we'll get a foul against DeGrandy here. So we'll get a foul against DeGrandy, who's got 3 fouls already. And with DeGrandy in foul trouble, he will head towards the bench. We will get a timeout on the floor here. But DeGrandy limited to 10 minutes in the first half with his foul trouble. That means more time for Jason Heater. And Heater did have 9 minutes. Sometimes that's good news, though, because with Jason Heater, when he plays at least 11 minutes in a game, he averages double figures. And he shoots over 68% from the field. And again, that's in games where he plays more than 11 minutes. When he plays less than 11 minutes, he averages less than 1 point per game and shoots less than 17% from the field. So time is like a heater. And it is indeed Jason Heater on the floor, joining the starting quartet of Guzman, Jones, Holmes, and Cheatham. Johnson, marked by Guzman. Pass for Silla, and now it's around to Cerruti. Cerruti trying to go in on Heater, had to kick it top side for Anderson. Rebound by Jones. And St. Mike's now up by 8, has a chance to maybe extend this lead to double figures here. Inside for Jones, underneath Heater, he's got a pair. 37-27, a 9-0 run for the St. Michael's Purple Knights. And that one finds the mark on the foul by Winston Jones II. That's his first. Cerruti will now head to the bench, by the way, for the Golden Knights. It'll be inbounded by Michael Wern entering the contest. Anderson to the corner for Matt Keenan, who also just entered the game. Wern, the give to Silla, who goes up, and he traveled again. He's been called for traveling a couple of times tonight. Both he and Cameron Johnson have turned the ball over again a couple of times. As we now get back to the action here with St. Mike's. On the baseline, it's Holmes. Cheatham now tries for the shot, misses that. Rebound and another travel call, this time called against Michael Wern. And we have seen that a number of times. The turnover's now starting to mount here in this second half against the College of St. Rose. You got Silla with 3, Cameron Johnson with 3, Jeff Allen with a pair, Harity with a pair. Cheatham goes to the corner for Holmes for 3, and he's got it. Levi Holmes the third makes it a 13-point St. Mike's lead. It is a 12-0 run for the Purple Knights. And Holmes has 17 points and another rebound to tack on top of that. Holmes now getting into the paint. Look for the floater. He's fouled, and he'll go to the line. And the foul will be against Michael Wern, his second. So now we'll send Levi Holmes to third to the line. He is a near 90% free throw shooter. And that will bring Holmes' point total close to the 20-point plateau. It is now a 14-0 run for St. Mike's. Wern around for Cerruti. Back to Keenan. Keenan passing inside, spinning his way in as Allen. Misses the shot, blocked a couple of times, gets his own rebound and puts it away. And that will end the run at 14 straight points. Although the Golden Knights down by 13. Cheatham misses for 3. Bringing it down is Anderson into the corner for Wern. Back to Anderson. Back to Allen. Now it's Cerruti. Stopped up along the free throw line. Gives to Wern. Back to the corner, Anderson. Working in on Guzman. In the paint, off the glass. Gets it for 2. And it's 2 straight baskets for the College of St. Rose. Getting things down to 11. Guzman for Cheatham. Heater goes in, and that will be an offensive foul. Cerruti standing tall on the baseline, and Heater turns it over. That is the first foul against Heater. And Jalen Hall now coming in for Derek Cheatham. And St. Rose getting back to work here. Anderson, top of the arc. It's going to be a long 2 here. Feet all over the line, and Anderson's got it for 2. Cuts the lead down to single digits. It's 42-33, a 6-0 run for the Golden Knights. Jalen Hall drives, took a few steps there. Going to call the offensive foul. Could have probably called a travel on that one, too. Either way, ball's going in the other direction regardless. First foul against Hall. And now Eli DeGrande is back in the game with 3 fouls for the Purple Knights. It'll send Heater back to the bench. Handoff for Michael Wern. Pass for Anderson. And now Eli DeGrande has got his 4th foul. And the ball will be sent to the baseline, and DeGrande now goes to the bench with 4 fouls. Heater comes back, or actually Walker Story comes into the game for the Purple Knights. Underneath it's Anderson, handing it off for Wern, pulls up from the corner, and he's got it. A 9-0 run for the Golden Knights in the lead is down to 6. And Jalen Hall, the bounce to Jones, back to Holmes. Holmes seeing plenty of pressure from Keenan. And now the switch puts Jeff Allen in his way. Double team, ball nearly poked away, and it's eventually ripped out by Anderson. Driving to the basket, goes up, and he's fouled on his way. Anderson will go to the line as the foul is committed by Jalen Hall. Second foul against Hall. Now 6 fouls against St. Mike's. And not even what the first half of the second half here, after 3 fouls for the entire first half. Only 2 fouls so far called against College of St. Rose here in the second. First free throw is good from Adam Anderson as the script is flipping here. The lead was as high as 15. It is now down to 5. A 10-0 run for the College of St. Rose as we head into a timeout. And there will be one more free throw to go when the timeout is complete. So this could be a 4-point game very shortly. You kind of knew this St. Rose team, young team, but still a good team. A team picked to finish 4th in the Southwest Division of the Northeast 10 after finishing 2nd last year with a much more experienced group. The team also does have 9 returning players. It just also lost a bunch of guys as well. So now at the line, you've got Adam Anderson. Very good free throw shooter. Shoots at nearly 89% heading into this one. And he does make the shot, so it is 42-38. It is an 11-0 run. And this 11-0 run is a response to a 14-0 run by St. Mike's. So now they are resetting the shot clock to 27. And now we're picking up a artifact off the floor. Some warm-up gear in front of the scoring table. They will advance Levi Holmes III for the inbound. And now the officials will continue to discuss here where things need to go. So it will be Levi Holmes advancing and inbounding from just in front of the bench. And the pass goes to Guzman, who gets the play started here. St. Mike's trying to end this St. Rose run. Purple Knights played a pretty good game here tonight, but basketball is a game of runs, and usually get one from either side at least once in a contest. And that pass was errant from Jones as Guzman cut one way, and Jones passed to the other. Miscommunication causing the turnover. And St. Rose has a chance to continue its run. Michael Wern gives to Cerruti. Back to Wern and over for Anderson. Cerruti, baseline, moving in. And he is called for stepping on the line. Cerruti turns it over. This second half has been much different than the first, although this has been a pretty quick game here at the Ross Center. Driving is Guzman, has it taken away. Cerruti picks it up off the deck. Giving it to Wern, who drives in. Goes to Cerruti topside. Anderson for 3. That one misses everything. It's caught by Heater. So Guzman will bring it in, his team up by 4. The run seems to be slowing down for St. Rose, but St. Mike's needs to get back on the board. Cheatham pulls up, and he's got it. Lead back up to 6. The 11-0 run now coming to an end. Walker Story coming in for Winston Jones II. And Jalen Hall re-entering the game as well. So you've got Walker Story, Jason Heater, Derek Cheatham, Levi Holmes III, and Jalen Hall all out there for the Purple Knights as the inbound goes to Cameron Johnson, who's back in the game for the College of St. Rose. Cerruti, Johnson on the perimeter. Pass to Sekou Silla, also back in the game after committing a few turnovers. And now we got a call against the College of St. Rose, and the foul will be against Matt Keenan, an offensive foul, sending things back in the other direction. Coach Perno not necessarily agreeing with that. And it will be Hall. The bounce to Cheatham. Cheatham getting it in for Heater, who backs his way through the paint, puts it up off the glass, misses the shot. Rebound by Silla. Now Johnson working his way around. Or looking around, finds Harity. Now Keenan, and it's Cerruti. Harity for 3. Misses. Going for the rebound was Keenan, but there were too many bodies in his way as Jalen Hall comes up with it. Passes for Holmes. Had a big first half. He's been quiet thus far in the second. Waits a moment. Pulls up for three. No shot, but does get fouled. Sekou Silla will be charged with the foul. It is a non-shooting foul. You could tell that Holmes, the way he was sort of draped by Silla, was going for the call. He wanted to get to the line for three, but wasn't happening. And now it'll be Adam Anderson coming into the game, replacing Matt Keenan. And Hall bounces it in for Heater. Hands it back to Hall. Cheatham just to the outside. Holmes trying to work around Johnson here. Back to the corner. Walker Story driving in. Has the ball taken away. It's on the floor. We've got a tie up underneath as Harity and Heater come together. And it will be heading the other way here as the possession arrow favoring College of St. Rose. So with just about 11 minutes to go in this one, a second half that does not even resemble the first where these two teams went back and forth. Now it seems like nobody can score. And we've got a 6-point game advantage St. Mike's. Both teams have gone on runs in this second half. Don't get me wrong there, but the fast pace of the first half is definitely not being matched here in the second. And it's Silla on the baseline or near the baseline, gets it tied up. Possession arrow for St. Mike's here. So the Purple Knights will get it right back. So we get substitutions in again. It is an 11-11 tie here for the second half. Just an FYI as we approach the halfway point. This game may be first one to 60 points wins. Heater, baseline, knocked away by Allen, who gives it to Harity. Harity in the paint, stops, turns to the outside. Now in the corner, it's Cerruti, and that is a hard takedown as Heater went up for the block, went too far, and he went up and over Cerruti. Heater a little slow to get up, but he appears to be all right. It is a foul against Heater. And now DeGrande will come back in with 4 fouls. But a bit of a bump there by Jason Heater. When you're that tall and you go that high off the ground, it is a long way down when you go up and over another person who is also tall. So there's no way that felt well. So 44-38 the score as you've got Cerruti at the line. Misses the 1-and-1, and it is collected by Holmes on the rebound. 10 minutes to go here. Holmes stepping inside. Gets in the paint. Cerruti gets a hand on it. It goes back to Guzman. Guzman just outside the key. Baseline taken away by Allen. Passed off for Anderson. Anderson drives. Kicks to the wing for Johnson, and now it's Anderson. Anderson has it tapped away, and we got a foul. And that's going against Derek Cheatham, second foul. St. Rose now in the bonus. We had 9 fouls total in the first half. We have seen 12 here in the second, and we're only halfway through. A little bit past halfway through. We haven't even gotten to the part of the half where people are fouling each other on purpose. Although this is not an exorbitant amount. St. Mike's in foul trouble here in the second half with 8, but could be worse. Anderson connecting on both. And it's now a 4-point game once again at 44-40. And Guzman will bring it across midcourt. 9.5 to go in regulation. The bounce to Holmes gets back to Guzman. Guzman just outside the arc, guarded pretty well by Cerruti. Finds DeGrande, who has 4 fouls. Goes to the corner. Guzman for 3, nails it. And that was just what the doctor ordered for St. Mike's. Gets the lead back up to 7 and leads us into a timeout. It will be a full timeout. And we will take a break here at the Ross Center. 47-40, St. Mike's on top of St. Rose on NE10 now. And welcome back to St. Mike's basketball on NE10 now. I'm Jamie Scavato. 47-40. St. Mike's on top of the College of St. Rose here. Purple Knights have led by as many as 15 in this one. That was after a 14-0 run that straddled both halves. Meanwhile, it was an 11-0 run that got the Golden Knights right back into it. And we're coming out of a timeout here in a 3 by Jordan Guzman to reestablish a 7-point lead for the Purple Knights. So St. Rose with the ball here. Gets out for Allen, top side for Wern. Now down low, Cerruti trying to back his way in. And I think that one might have been kicked, or we got a foul here. That one going against Levi Holmes III. Holmes with 19 points, leading all scorers in this one. St. Rose only has 1 player in double figures. That's Adam Anderson with 10, although this is a team that goes pretty deep on its bench. If you look at the minutes that this team has played, they have been rotating almost evenly. Only 3 players of more than 20 minutes in this game. Meanwhile, you've got another 5 with over 15 minutes on the floor. So it has been no drop-off between the first and second unit in terms of time played. Nothing significant anyway. Meanwhile, for St. Mike's, you got 4 players over 25 minutes. Holmes, Guzman, Cheatham, and Jones. Meanwhile, you got a foul here against the College of St. Rose. That one going against Shane Harity. So the inbound now will come from Holmes with 8:45 to go in regulation. Purple Knights trying to hang on for their first win at home in 2019 and their first conference win of 2019 as well. Got a ways to go before he can get there. Levi Holmes for 3. No good. Rebound. Guzman keeps it alive. Resets the shot clock. Holmes tries again. That one bounces out. And we got a foul underneath the basket. And that is against DeGrande. And that is Eli DeGrande's 5th foul of the game. And he is out. 14 minutes for DeGrande, a rough night. 1 for 7 from the field, 0 for 2 from beyond the arc. 2 rebounds, 1 assist, a couple of turnovers, had a block in there. And 2 points and 5 fouls. Knocks him out. And also St. Rose in the double bonus here. First attempt from Cerruti is no good. Comes into this one as a 62% free throw shooter. And so far tonight, Cerruti is 2 for 5. Or sorry, 1 for 4 tonight. 47-42. We continue here with Holmes. And they're calling that a jump ball, not a travel. You could see Michael Wern sort of pleading for a travel call on that one, but not getting the jump ball instead. Regardless, the ball goes back to St. Rose here. And that's one of those ones where you can kind of, as you see the replay there, kind of decide for yourself. Johnson bouncing to Cerruti. Now Wern moving in. Looks around a bit and finds Silla. Silla has it knocked away, or almost had it knocked away. Managed to get towards the hoop, but he is fouled on his way in. And I believe that foul's against Cheatham. Or no, that's actually an offensive foul. Sorry, that's my mistake. Sekou Silla getting bagged for his 4th foul. And now Silla, who's had a pretty rough night himself, sitting with 4 fouls. Remaining on the floor, however, as we get inside 8 minutes to go. Guzman around for Holmes. Back to Jones. Guzman again, bouncing in for Heater. Heater just outside the key, turns, spins, nice. Turnaround jumper by Jason Heater. Mentioned that when he plays significant minutes, he averages in double figures. He's got 7 points. So he's getting there. Meanwhile, slipping on the floor, there was Anderson right in front of Johnson, Cameron Johnson. Anderson gets it back, however, and gets the basket. So a nice recovery after slipping on the court. Or maybe that was designed to throw off the defense. Would be an interesting strategy. Hey, you fall down. And while people are concerned about your well-being, get up, take the basketball, and score. Pretty sure it doesn't work that way. So as we get into a timeout here, got St. Mike's up by 5, 49-44. Both teams shooting exactly 43.2%. Both teams shooting around or between 31 and 35% from beyond the arc. St. Mike's 5 of 16, St. Rose 6 of 17. And from the free throw line, St. Rose 6 of 9, St. Mike's 6 of 7. That's just the offense. Rebounding is almost dead even at 24-22. Turnovers 18-15. St. Rose with a couple more. But statistically, there is really nothing all that significant that's separating these two at this time. We could be in for a heck of a finish tonight at the Ross Sports Center. As we're inside, 7 to go in regulation. Holmes trying to push his way in, and he is fouled by Sekou Silla. And he has fouled out. So now both teams have one player who's fouled out. And that will bring Jeff Allen back in. And Holmes gets the shot to fall. First free throw to go here, 50-44. And Holmes is perfect from the charity stripe tonight. It's 51-44 now. Holmes 5 for 5 from the line. St. Mike's back up by 7 here as we get to 6.5 to play. Back up top for Allen. And now it's Wern going to Allen. Allen trying to back in on Heater, who's played very well in place of Eli DeGrande, but that's kind of been his MO when he gets time. Cheatham flies to the rim, gets it. St. Mike's back up by 9. 4 straight points here. And now it's Allen. Handing it off for Wern. Back for Cerruti. At the top of the arc, goes inside for Allen. Underneath. Off the glass. And it's good. 53-46. And for Allen, he's got 4 points. Guzman. Off for Jones. Nice scoop. Get a foul underneath. Heater was there for the rebound. Not necessary. As Matt Cerruti is called for his 3rd foul. Now the fouls are once again sort of adding up here. for the College of St. Rose. It'll be Winston Jones the second at the line for St. Mike's, a 67% free throw shooter. In his last 5 games, he's been averaging over 10 points and over 6 rebounds and a few steals as well. It's the second one to go, and he hits them both, or actually gets one to fall, 54-46 the score. Jones now has 6 points. Top of the arc for Allen. Around to Cerruti. Cerruti finding Allen. And now it's taken away by Cheatham. Cheatham driving to the basket. He is fouled hard by Anderson. Cheatham not enjoying that, as he is still applauded by teammates for his effort off the steal, as we see it on the replay here. Really wasn't much Anderson can do. And I believe they have called that a technical against Anderson. So off the technical, it will move Cheatham to the line, who misses the first one. It was a hard foul from Anderson on Cheatham. And Cheatham misses the second, so Cheatham missing them both here. So now we'll head to the baseline on an inbound. Both teams in the bonus here. Actually, St. Mike's yet to fall into the double bonus. Inbound goes to Guzman. 8-point game here, 54-46. Guzman just outside the arc. Pass for Cheatham. Bounce inside for Jones. Hits the side of the rim, no good. And it goes out of play with 5:01 to go. And the College of St. Rose will take over here, down by 8, trying to get back in this thing. Cameron Johnson. Just outside. Gives it to Harity. Harity now steps in before stepping back out. Driving just outside the paint. Spins, looks to turn. Harity now gives it off for Johnson. Johnson pushes his way in. And the shot by Cerruti, rebounded by Jones. Had to fight for that one. And here comes Holmes. Inside 4.5 to go. Defense now starting to pick up. I mentioned first one to 60 might win. Might have to push that to 65. Still get a foul here against St. Mike's. That one going against Winston Jones the second. That's his second foul. And now we'll get an inbound by Cerruti here, who gives it to Johnson. Johnson passes for Harity. Harity to Wern. Back to Johnson now via Cerruti. Harity now pulls up for 3. Back iron, no good. And the rebound is batted out of play here as it bounces over the baseline. 3:52 to go. And these teams have gone ice cold shooting here in the waning moments of this game. And if both teams are cold, that still favors St. Mike's heavily because the clock ain't stopping for anyone. 3-point attempt from Anderson. Tipped back for Johnson. Harity. Now Wern trying to drive inside. Cerruti trying to get it done underneath, and he is fouled. And Cerruti getting tied up there with Levi Holmes III after the play. And that is going against Jordan Guzman. That is his first foul. And it does send Cerruti to the line. He's got 7 points tonight. 2 for 5 from the line. And make that 3 for 6. And Cerruti makes them both. It is 54-48. St. Mike's up by 6. Guzman handling it, giving it to Holmes. Expect some long possessions here. 15 on the shot clock. Holmes for 3. He's got it. And Levi Holmes III has 24 points. And St. Mike's has a 9-point lead as we head into a timeout. Checking out the replay on the 3 by Holmes. The All-American getting it done. He's the only player in double figures for the Purple Knights, but 24 is a pretty good double figure, especially when you got 7 of 3 from the field, 4 for 7 from beyond the arc, a perfect 6 for 6 from the line. It's been another good night for Levi Holmes III. As for the teams, again, we've been kind of talking about how even they've been. Really not much separating. Field goal percentage, three-point percentage. I mean, both teams have connected for 6 3-pointers in this game. That's just an example. Meanwhile, the rebounding edge slightly favors the College of St. Rose. You do have 4 blocks for St. Mike's compared to 1 for the College of St. Rose, but that's not necessarily anything significant. Both teams have 15 fouls. Maybe points in the paint. St. Mike's with a little bit of an advantage at 24-18, but you try and look for something statistically that really kind of shows an edge that'll give you a 9-point advantage, and there really isn't anything that jumps out. It's just been a good game played by the Purple Knights throughout here. Anderson inside the paint, gets the floater. 57-50. It's a 7-point game as we get inside 3 minutes to go. Holmes pulls up, and he connects. Leads back up to 9. Holmes now with 26. He had 33 against this team last year when they played back on January 3rd of 2018. Had 33 points, was 5 for 7 from 3. Of course, they're playing against a much different team now. That was a 98-83 win for the College of St. Rose. And we do have a full timeout here as we will head to a break. You are watching a 59-50 basketball game. St. Mike's on top of the College of St. Rose on NE10 now. And welcome back to St. Mike's basketball on NE10 now. I'm Jamie Scavato, 59-50 the score. St. Mike's leading the College of St. Rose here. The Golden Knights over the Purple Knights, 59-50 again. 9-point lead. This coming off a timeout now, and Harity. Long pass back out for Cameron Johnson to get things started here. Now it's Harity again. Working around the outside of that perimeter. Now I'm working inside, or driving is Anderson. That one high off the glass. It misses. Guzman the rebound. Inside 2.5 to go. Every stop gets the Purple Knights that much closer to their first win of the new year. And that is a nice scoop layup on the drive off the turnover by Michael Wern. 59-52. St. Mike's still up by 7 here. Wern, by the way, with 5 points now. And the give is off for Cheatham, who bounces it inside, or bounces to the top of the arc there for Jones. And we got a whistle here. St. Rose called for the foul. Foul going against Michael Wern. That's his third. Sends Levi Holmes the third to the line for 2 more. As he drops that one, remains perfect on the day here. Makes it an 8-point lead for the Purple Knights. As adding to his point total there is Levi Holmes the third. He's got 27, a perfect 7 for 7 from the charity stripe. Johnson to Wern. Moving in Cerruti. Spins the hook. That got a nice bounce and a nice finish. It's 61-54. 7-point game. Inside 90 seconds to go. As Guzman gives to Jones. Heater in the corner. It's Cheatham. Has to drive in, and he goes hard into Cameron Johnson. So the foul called against Johnson will send Cheatham to the line and maybe make this a 9-point game once again. That's Johnson's first foul of the evening. And Cheatham now has a chance to become the second St. Mike's player to get to double figures, and he does with that free throw. Cheatham was 0 for 2 prior to that. That was on that technical. And Cheatham's second attempt is good. So it is 63-54, 11 points for Cheatham. Lead back up to 9 here as we approach the final minute of play in regulation. Driving, Johnson called for the offensive foul. So on the offensive foul, it's the second one called against Johnson. It gives the ball back to St. Mike's with 1:03 on the clock. And it's not going to be hard to guess what comes next here. Holmes in for Guzman. Gets it to Holmes. A lot of hands trying to force a turnover. No fouls yet. So we're in the final minute of play. Holmes out to Guzman. Now Holmes again. And there's the foul as Johnson goes in hard on Holmes. (63-54). That's Johnson's third foul of the game. It does send Holmes to the line once again, where he can try and come close to icing this thing. 64-54 now. It's back to double figures here. Holmes is 9 for 9 from the line. He's got 29 points. Now Holmes getting the second. 65-54. St. Mike's up by 11 inside the final minute. Trying to put the finishing touches on the first win of 2019. Pulling up and connecting for three. A big three by Michael Wern. And we'll get a timeout here as the lead is back down to 8. That was a big shot by Wern. He's got 8 points. 2 for 3 from long distance. It is an 8-point advantage for the Purple Knights, but this is not a walk in the park by any stretch of the imagination. And again, just to show you how close this game has been. College of St. Rose is shooting 45.7 from the field. St. Mike's shooting 45.8. St. Rose is 21 of 26. St. Mike's 22 of 48. That's about as close as you can get. Meanwhile, St. Rose 7 of 21 from long distance, 33%. St. Mike's 6 of 17 at 35.3%. It may be a 7-point or 8-point lead on the scoreboard, but these two teams statistically are separated by whiskers. With the exception of maybe bench points, but that's just because St. Rose has played like an even rotation with its bench. Pass goes in for Guzman. No foul yet, and now we get it. No, he traveled. We got a travel against Guzman. He turns it over. And that is a huge opportunity, or presents a huge opportunity for the College of St. Rose here. They get the basketball where they want it. Already advanced And a chance to get some quick points here and make this a two-possession game. Meanwhile, you get a foul against Derek Cheatham away from the ball. And that will send Michael Wern to the line. And Wern will try and get to double figures here, as he's got 8. And Wern makes the first one. Well, I'll go for the second here. That will make it a 6-point game, a two-possession game with 33.5 on the clock. We'll get a little mop-up duty on the floor. And we'll get back to work here with Wern. Again, 33.5. Wern puts it up, and the ball rolls out. It is still a 7-point game. It is still a 3-possession game. Meanwhile, the foul against Adam Anderson. That's his second. We'll bring it back to the other side of the floor. Just shy of 9 o'clock on a Wednesday night that featured plenty of snow. And the first one good for Winston Jones the second. Again, St. Mike's trying to ice this thing from the free throw line. Second one rolls in, gets the lead back up to 9 here with 30 seconds to go. So you're going to need a 3. Harity takes a wild one, and that one gets the side of the maybe the side of the rim there. I didn't get the rim at all. Get the foul now on Guzman, and we'll go back for a couple more shots. And this should pretty much do it here if Guzman can hit these free throws. And for Guzman, he can get him into double figures as well. Of course, again, Levi Holmes III leading all scorers. The second straight year, by the way, or the second straight time against the College of St. Rose where Levi Holmes III has reached 30 points. As he is at an even 30. Guzman missing the free throw. Holmes a perfect 10 for 10 from the line tonight for Jordan Guzman. This is his first trip. And he's 1 for 2. But it is a 10-point game with 23.5 seconds to go. Wern for 3. Gets it. It's not over yet. 7-point game. The bounce to Holmes, and he's fouled. And he will try to finish it off this time around. He can add to that 30-point total. We'll see if he can stay perfect at the line. He is 10 for 10. With only 12.2 on the clock, a couple of shots here. This will definitely ice it from the free throw line. And Holmes is 11 for 11. See if he can make it 12 for 12 here. Nice little side story. And it is a perfect night from the free throw line for Levi Holmes III. He's got 32 points. And now we're inside 10 seconds to go. Wern, long 3. He's got another one. Are you kidding me? Talk about shooting with house money. Too little too late for Wern, but he's got 15. That's actually a team high. Final buzzer sounds. St. Mike's with its first victory of the new calendar year. And it's a big conference win against a team that's advanced to the NCAA tournament the last 2 seasons. So St. Mike's will move to 2-6 in the conference. 5-8 overall. College of St. Rose drops to 5-9, 2-5 in the Northeast 10. Next up for St. Mike's, a trip to American International, AIC, down in Springfield, Massachusetts. You'll get the women's game at 1:30, the men's game at 3:30 on NE10 now. But for now, we are going to say goodnight. Thank you for tuning in from wherever you've been tuning in from. The final one last time, St. Michael's 70, the College of St. Rose 64. I'm Jamie Scavato. This has been St. Mike's men's basketball on NE10 now.